Okay, I want to talk to you about water, and water in these, or the smaller ones that we keep around to drink water out of. To be honest, I've never really bought any of those, so I have this one because I think I took it home because somebody didn't want it. I didn't want it just to go in the trash, so I took it home. I'll probably give it to my plants. But let's just talk about a little bit of water and how we can stop using them. Because we all know we want to, but they're just so convenient. But I'm going to talk to you about how using one of these can be just as convenient with, a little prep. Because how else can it be? You have to go to the store, pay money, store them. So how convenient are these? About how we can get our water. If we're not getting it in disposable plastic jugs, you can get it like this. This is a 2.5 gallon glass jug with a dispenser, or you can get the 5 gallon jugs with a dispenser, or if you go and get your water filtered, you can purchase these jugs and bring them home and use them on this dispenser. You can, always drink water from the faucet or your fridge or from another filter system. But let's talk about the water. Okay, this water is locally spring water that I get delivered. When I started this journey, I wanted to make sure I drank good, high quality water. And when I started looking, I found that I can get locally spring water delivered in these glass jugs. I just wanted to stay away from plastic jugs, and I feel like I do spoil myself a little bit, but this is a way for me to take care of myself on this health journey. So this is how we get our water. And then I keep a cup. I usually just fill up how much I'm going to drink right now, and then put the cup back, and I'll keep reusing this cup, and then I will, clean it every couple of days. Do you have a fridge with a water dispenser? Usually it has a filter that you have to change out every so often. You just push the button and water comes out. Cold water, which is nice sometimes. Water from the spigot. We all have one of these. It's here. You can just fill up your water bottle and on you go. Do you have a cabinet like this? Well, I hope so. Here's ours in our house. Let's go through some water bottles. Here's a plastic one. I think my daughter brought it home when she did some rock climbing. Or how about like this? I think it's an old one when my husband used to bike. Oh, and this one. So when my husband goes to conferences, instead of a disposable water bottle, they give a reusable water bottle, plastic one. We have a glass one. I'm not even sure where this one came from. Or this one, I didn't even know we had it. It's an old one, but my kids really liked having a straw, and sometimes I do too. Or how about like this? So my daughters do backpacking, and they need to have a water bottle like this. Or let me tell you about this one. When I was at the farm, I always hoped someone would leave a bottle like this. And you know what? One day they did. Usually they left junky plastic ones. Okay? And then let me tell you about these. We all know what they are, right? Yeah. Yep. The best. Let me tell you, when these first came out, I was at the farm. And let me tell you, a bottle that can keep your water cold all day, and then, or if it was cold out and you wanted some tea, keep it warm all day with a really good screw-on lid. Let me tell you, the best. Now these are big ones. These are not my go-to, but when I used to be out all day, I used to fill this out. This is my go-to. It's 21 ounces, and I just make sure it's full when I go out, so I always have water with me. Okay, I'm going to tell you how to use water bottles like this in real life. Do you know how much water you should be drinking? What I did was take my weight, cut it in half, and that's about how many ounces of water I need to drink in a day. So let's say anywhere from 60 to 75 ounces of water. Now, that depends on everybody, and you'll have to kind of figure it out. But more likely, you're not drinking enough, or the soda, that doesn't really count. Maybe a little bit, but we all know that we should be just drinking plain old water. So what I do is first thing in the morning is I drink anywhere between 16 and 20 ounces of water. First thing in the morning. Now, I've been doing this a couple of years, and it's made such a difference. I used to be thirsty so much, or I'd have signs of being dehydrated, and so I started doing some research and figuring out how important water was. So that's what I do. First thing in the morning is drink water. And then let's say I need to drink another 40 ounces of water. So you find water bottles. This one is 21 ounces. And you find water bottles that will add up to how much water you're supposed to drink up that day, just to make it convenient. Let's say you work or you're just busy. So the night before, you fill up water bottles with the right amount of water that you need to drink for the day. And then put it on the counter or in the fridge, so then you can just grab and go. That is another convenient way to stop using the disposable water bottles and start using reusable water bottles. Because we all know we want to, but it's not always convenient. What about if you have little ones or other people in your family and you want them to stop using disposable water bottles? Well, make them part of this. Explain to them why there's no more disposable water bottles. And then make sure that they have reusable water bottles that's enough water for them. So if you have little ones, find water bottles and make it special for them. You can put stickers on them, or you can write their name on it. They can help you fill up the water bottles, and make it convenient for them. If you have older children, they're probably going to want a cool water bottle, and then just explain to them, say, you got this one water bottle, you need to fill it up twice. Or you give them 2 water bottles, one they can take to school or one they can have at home. And I think the biggest thing is just talking to them and explaining to them why we want to use reusable water bottles. And then the other thing is just stop buying the disposable water bottles. Now you're all going to say, but I have to have water. What if something happens and I need to have extra water? Well, I hope you all know that water in plastic jugs like this, if they get any sun or heat, they can start growing bacteria inside. So these don't have a very long shelf stable or lifespan. You can probably look it up, but then it's one of those things you got to make sure it gets no sun, no heat, and it's relatively short span, maybe a year. You can use the glass ones, but it's the same thing. You cannot have any sun or any heat get to them. The other thing I found was water in aluminum cans that are shelf stable for up to 50 years. Can you imagine that? They are expensive, but if you think about it, you don't have to worry about it for 5, 10, can you imagine 50 years? And being able to, open the can and it still be fresh and safe. So it's something to look into.